Hey guys, this is Rhine1988 or Justin back here on Thursday, and this week we're going to be reviewing Casablanca. Now, for me, when I watched Casablanca, it was actually my first time viewing, and I was happy because, one, I did not own this movie, and so where I work, which is a library, they had the movie, so I was so thrilled and happy about that. Because I tried going to my video store, they didn't have Casablanca there. They had everything else, but they don't have Casablanca. Probably not everything, but I was very shocked that they didn't have that. So my last hope was where I worked, which was the library, and they had it, and I was happy and thrilled about that. And I got to watch it, I believe, on Monday. And there's my cat, by the way. She's saying hello. This is her first hello to this channel. So yeah, I got to watch Casablanca on Monday. My overall thoughts on this film, and by the way, you can see I'm kind of like dressed up nice. I actually got home from work. The hat I just threw on for this video because it has a whole Casablanca theme going on. But yeah, I just got home from work, so I have my dress, nice clothes on. So, but yeah, so I watched Casablanca on Monday. And overall, I have to say, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great time, or a great film for, a first-time viewing. And I really, really enjoyed it. And I could see why people say it's a classic. Now, like I said, I only watched it for the first time on Monday. So I can't say at the moment that I consider it a classic right now. Still, I really enjoyed it. I do plan to get it sometime in the future and watch it more, and maybe then I'll consider it a classic. But I can understand why people consider it a classic because, it's under there. But for me, I would have to watch it a couple other times to really consider it a classic. But for a first-time viewing, I thought it was a great film. Things I liked. There's a lot of things I liked. There's one little itty-bitty thing I didn't like about this movie, and I'll talk about that last. It's not like a huge thing, negative thing, but just something I want to say at the end of, the things I didn't like about the film. But there was a lot of things I did like about this movie. The big thing for me was, one, it was in black and white, and I love classic movies. And when it comes to black and white films, and when you have cinematography in black and white films, it's great. I've seen a lot of black and white films where the cinematography is just wonderful. And for me, I would notice like little things. I would notice, the settings, the shadowing of the characters, how you would have the shadow on the wall. Like for instance, I believe there's a character at one point, and this is just a little thing that sits down somewhere at a good angle. And there's either a shadow on their face, or there's a shadow in the background. Little things like that I really, really enjoyed. So the cinematography, the best part about this movie for me. And the directing as well. I thought the directing was great. Another thing I liked, my second favorite thing about this, was the acting. I thought the acting overall was great. I thought the lead male, and by the way, I'm bad with names, but I thought the lead male and the lead female in this movie, I thought they did a great job. Their chemistry was great. I just really, really enjoyed the acting in this film. The setting was great. I love the setting in this movie, and I think, a lot of, movies back in the 30s or the 50s or the 40s, sometimes even the 60s, 70s and everything, they all had great settings. Today, you still have some films that have great settings, but most of the time they rely on a lot of CGI. If you look at Casablanca, that is a perfect movie where it had like a good setting to it. And I really loved the setting in this movie. So overall, I have to say, I thought the movie was great overall. And I loved a lot of things about it. The only thing I really didn't care for about this movie, and again, it is not a huge negative thing, it's just like a little tiny thing, was there were some slow moments in this movie, but it wasn't completely bad. I mean, it's not bad slow moments, it's just slow moments. I mean, it had great acting in the scene, The setting could have been great, but I just felt like there was times in this movie, since it's my first time viewing, that, there were some slow moments. Especially like the first maybe 10, 20 minutes going into the movie. But after that, it was just like, great movie. Still the opening, the first 20 minutes, they weren't bad. I just felt like it was a bit slow. And maybe a couple other scenes in the movie, but overall, those slow moments don't take you away from this movie. I mean, the movie itself is great. Like I said, you get great acting. The cinematography was my favorite part about this movie. The setting was great. The acting, like I said, was great. I mean, there's a lot of great things about this movie. And, for a first-time viewing for me, I really enjoyed this movie. And I believe this movie came out in the 30s. And it was a great film. And I would say that it is a film that you should watch at least one time in your life. There are those films in, film history that you should watch one time in your life. Like Back to the Future is one that I would say that you need to watch one time in your life. But Casablanca is a film that you hear a lot of people talk about. It is considered a classic to a lot of people. And it is definitely a film you have to watch one time in your life. Kind of like The Wizard of Oz and stuff like that. I mean, those are just initial films you have to see in your life. And Casablanca is a perfect film to see one time in your life. So, but yeah, I highly recommend Casablanca. Overall, a great film. Again, like little slow moments, but it doesn't take you away from the great acting, the setting, the cinematography, the directing. I mean, overall, just a great film. And I highly recommend it. I highly recommend it to anybody to definitely check it out, especially if you're into classic films like I am. Like I've seen some really good classic films, and this is up there with it. And like I said, I'm going to have to watch it a few other times before I actually consider it a classic film, in my opinion. But I can understand why people consider this a classic film. But this is one, film I highly recommend everybody checking out at least one time in their life. Because I did, and I plan to buy it sometime, and I plan to watch it again, and maybe eventually after a few times I'll consider it a classic film. But definitely check out Casablanca if you haven't seen it yet. I will be back for next Thursday. I hope everybody is having a great day or night. And everybody have a great weekend coming up. And come back tomorrow and the weekend to see some other reviews. So I will talk to you guys later. And go watch Casablanca. And look at my hat. Casablanca hat. Not really. I just wanted to say that. But I'll talk to you guys later. Okay.